call now amongst some MPs with the Prime Minister to initiate a general look at child abuse. Is that likely to touch Jersey, or is it going to happen? I don't suppose you know whether it's going to happen, but might it happen?
Well, back on the mainland, back in England, we've got imminent reports on Jimmy Savile, Stuart Hall, and so on, and everything that flowed from those horrific stories and cases. We then have a whole series of quite high-profile cases, and the whole sordid subject of child abuse is really on the national agenda, the political agenda, and it would make sense, in my opinion, for there to be some kind of overarching inquiry into child abuse in our society. It is with us. It hasn't gone away. These, high-profile cases demonstrate that, and quite clearly there are deep-seated problems and issues that need addressing. And I would argue that if any good is going to come out of all these various inquiries that are in train at the moment, that all ought to be brought together under one overarching inquiry.
Including Jersey?
Well, obviously you have to look at the realities of it, because we know, for example, that Jimmy Savile came to Jersey, and the allegations are that he abused here. So you can't isolate bits of the story, as it were. So I would have thought it would be inevitable that if that was all going to be examined as part of some inquiry, the inquiry would examine, for example, what Jimmy Savile was getting up to here in Jersey.
There is another connected theme to that, the BBC element. I mean, there is a recurring theme that a lot of people were working for, engaged by the BBC. Is that a live issue, or
well, one of the Jimmy Savile inquiry and the Stuart Hall inquiry, if I put it like that, are really inquiries about the relationship of these two characters with the BBC and the general setup of the BBC during these particular periods.
And there's a strong showbiz. I mean, Max Clifford, strong showbiz. Rolf Harris, I know he's currently, I don't know what's happened to him now, but there's a strong showbiz side to it all, isn't there?
Yes, there is obviously that element. It's the concern is that celebrity status has been used to garner trust and to inveigle into situations that allowed access to children and to abuse them.
We're not going to talk too long because you've got to fly away, literally, but there's been a report come out locally, the one on mental health service and the failings for young children, several suicides. It doesn't seem to make any difference. Whatever happens, the system seems to fail people. Now, there's a report just out this week. We spoke to the panel, the states members who wrote it, and we asked them, will they be making representations to the inquiry? And they had no enthusiasm for doing that. They didn't want to spread their knowledge that perhaps there might be some overlap. Does that worry you?
No, sadly I haven't followed the story, so I'm labouring ignorance. So you need to expand on it.
Well, there was a scrutiny panel which has been investigating mental health care for young people, and they found it very deficient, the whole system very deficient. But it's all about care of young children, monitoring children having problems, and obviously one of the elements would possibly be that people have got mental health symptoms because they might be being abused physically or sexually. Now, this is one of the aspects. But even though it's been flagged up for years that there are these problems, the system, the health department especially, ironically, has not put things in place.
Maybe interested parties should make representations to the Committee of Inquiry to see if the Committee of Inquiry wants to look into it.
I don't know if you noticed, but there was an interview with one of our local advocates advocate Sinell on one of the blogs. So he's very critical. He has been very critical of the system, and I think he was peripherally involved. I think he had a couple of cases he was looking at for the child abuse and what's happened to those. Those sort of very profound criticisms, saying there's nothing about the system which complies with human rights in Jersey. The legal system is totally rotten, this is basically what he's saying. You've had dealings with it, the local legal system. Is it more rotten than the English legal system?
I can't say, can I, Mike, because I don't know enough about the facts or the allegations. It would be wrong of me to say no, yes, whatever, or because I don't know, do I? So, you know, give me the material to have a look at, and you can ask me.
But and we've discussed it before. You're an outside lawyer working in Jersey. Are they friendly towards you, or friendlier towards you now?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I think people sort of have started to get used to me turning up and being here and wandering around and appearing here and appearing there. So, yes. No, I like coming here. Yes, I like Jersey. So.
We better leave it there.
Yes.
How long before your next visit?
I don't know. I'm sure it'll be pretty soon.
Okay. The inquiry resumes proper hearings on the 22nd of July, I believe.
Yes.
Will you be coming over for that, do you think?
It's a possibility.
Do you have somebody monitoring whilst you're not here?
I monitor back from my
Of course, you can
desk.
read all the transcripts.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, well, we shall see you then, if not before.
Jolly good.
Cheers, thanks a lot.
Cheers, thanks.